بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم الحمد لله رب العالمين صلى الله على سيدنا محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين اللهم أخرجني من ظلمات الوهم وأكرمني بنور الفهم اللهم افتح علينا أبواب رحمتك وانشر علينا خزائن علمك برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. As you remember, we studied al-ijma al-muhassal, and that is ijma which is established by a jurist himself. Now we want to discuss al-ijma al-manqul, ijma which has been narrated, which has been reported. Of course, if many people report, like in tawatur, there's tawatur that there is ijma, it would be like ijma muhassal. And whatever we say about ijma muhassal comes here. But if it is through khabar wahid, for example, one scholar, two scholars who are reliable say that there is agreement on this issue, would that be considered as ijma' muhassal or not? Of course, you remember that even with ijma' muhassal, we have reservations. Yeah? We would not accept ijma' muhassal by itself as a proof. We say ijma' muhassal is a proof if it can help us in understanding the view of ma'soom. So that is in its place. But the question is this type of ijma' manqul as strong as ijma' muhassal or not? Or can we accept it or not? Al-maqam al-thani al-ijma' al-manqul bil-khabar al-wahid. Consensus which has been reported by al-khabar al-wahid. It's the report of one or more reliable people, but not as many as it becomes mutawatir. You remember khabar al-wahid? المراد هو الاتفاق الذي لم يحصله الفقيه بنفسه. We mean by ijma' al-manqul bil-khabar al-wahid, first of all, al-ijma' al-manqul means al-ittifaq, the consensus agreement which the jurist has not established by himself. Yeah? So if you yourself do a good research and find out that all fuqaha of a certain age have given this fatwa, okay, this is muhassal. But this is where it's not muhassal. لم يحصله الفقيه بنفسه وإنما ينقله غيره من الفقهاء. Other jurists or jurists, maybe one or maybe more, have reported for him. He reads their books and they say there is ijma'. He himself has not reached this level of yaqeen. واختلفوا في حجيته على أقوال. There have been differences of opinions about validity of this type of ijma'. القول الأول إنه حجة مطلقة. The first opinion is that it is valid. مطلقة means in all circumstances. Normally when we say مطلقة, it's with respect to some conditions that come later. لأن المفروض أن الناقل ثقة. The people who said it is hujjah always, because they said the one who is narrating, reporting, naqil. Yeah, naqil means the narrator, the reporter, the transmitter. is ثقة, is reliable. وَيَنْقُلُ الْحُجَّةِ, he is reliable and he is narrating or reporting a hujjah, which is ijma'. أي الاتفاق الملازم لوجود دليل معتبر. This ijma' that he is reporting implies that there must be a reason why these ulama have made agreement. So he is not reporting a hadith as such. Because if he was reporting a hadith, we said already, khabar wahid is hujjah. He says he is reporting ijma', but ijma' requires or implies that there must be a hadith available to them that we didn't know, we have not received. So it's like narrating a hadith. Narrating what requires or implies existence of a hadith is like narrating the hadith. فَيَشْمُلُهُ أَدِلَّةُ حُجِّيَّةِ الْخَبَرِ الْوَاحِدِ. So the arguments that we had 4 types of arguments for khabar wahid. We had some verses of the Quran, we had some hadith, we had ijma', we had siratul uqala. So those were for hadith, which is narrated by reliable people. So we say narrating ijma' is the same. Al-Qawl al-Thani, the second view is إنه يعني الإجماع المنقول بخبر الواحد ليس بحجة مطلقة. It's never valid. Why? What is the difference between this and khabar wahid? They say when, for example, a person like Zurare reports something, we accept. Why? Because Zurare is reporting something which he has heard himself. So his report is an hissin. He is reporting something because he has heard himself. Okay? When someone reliable, someone honest, truthful reports something and says, I have seen this, I have heard this, you accept. But if a reliable person says, I have made this argument and based on this argument I believe in this. So you say, okay, I accept your truthfulness and trustworthiness, but maybe you have made mistake in argument. You understand? So if, for example, a philosopher who is reliable says, this is my idea in asalatul wujud. I tell you, al-wujudu asilun. We cannot say, okay, because a person who is righteous has said this, we accept his opinion. We don't question his truthfulness, but he may have made mistake. This is different from when he is reporting something and has seen. Means he has seen something or heard something. Because then, this is badihi. Okay?
What do you mean by badihi? Far away?
Self-evident.
Self-evident, badihi.
Because hissiyat are one of the badihiyat, yeah? Those things that you see or hear. So, al-qawl al-thani إنه ليس بحجة مطلقة وذلك لأن الخبر الواحد حجة فيما إذا كان المخبر به أمرا حسيا. Al-Khabar al-Wahid is valid when what has been reported or narrated is something sensual, something that you can perceive. أو كانت مقدماته أمورا حسية. Sometimes it is not hissi directly, but the premises, the prerequisites that you have, they are hissi. For example, if I say I heard this from Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, this is hissi. I am reporting something hissi. If I say Mr. So and so is adil, is just or righteous, can I say that I have seen his adala, I have smelled his adala, or touched his adala, or heard his adala? No. But still we accept this testimony. Why? Because adala is not hissi, but when you live with someone for some time, you can see from him actions and words, you can hear, you can see action and words, that those are hissi, and they can establish adala or lack of adala. You understand? So adala is not hissi directly. You cannot see adala of someone or hear adala of someone. Yeah? But you can see and hear from someone words and actions that make you convinced whether that person is adil or not. So even here we accept. And this is why, for example, we accept tawthiq of ulama or rajal, the early ones. If Najashi, Sheikh Tusi, Kashi, in their books they say a narrator is adil, we accept. Because they were very close to the time of Ma'soom and those narrators, and their shahada is like hissi. But if a contemporary scholar says something about tawthiq or rajal, we would not accept. Because very far from them, and it is hadsi, not hissi. This is based on rules and regulations and conclusions and thinking. This is not like those early people. Is it clear? If someone asked, for example, us here, about someone that we have been living with him for a few years, is this person a good person or not? Our testimony is not exactly hissi, but it is almost hissi, because we have lived with him, we have seen him, we have heard him, we have done his reactions, we have seen his reactions in many cases. So this type of testimony is good. But if someone asks us about a person who is in another part of the world, and we have not lived with him, but we say, okay, let us do some investigation for you. So we go and read his books, we read and listen to his recordings, something like this. Then this is not reliable. Yes.
What about recent scholarly works on some men that are found to be a fabrication? That these narrators didn't even exist, like 150 Sahabi, for example.
So if you become sure that you can accept, but you cannot depend on just tawthiq or adam tawthiq. So لأن الخبر الواحد حجة فيما إذا كان المخبر به أمرا حسيا أو كانت مقدماته أمورا حسية. Al-Mukhbaru bih, what is Al-Mukhbaru bih? What you report. Yeah? For example, our case is ijma. But in general, we say Al-Mukhbaru bih, whatever is reported. If it is hissi, or it is something that is not hissi, but its prerequisites are hissi, كالإخبار بالعدالة النفسانية. Like when you report justiceness of someone. You say someone in his self, in his soul, he is just. When you witness at-tavarruq anil muharramat, you see he is very careful about avoiding haram. أو الإخبار بالشجاعة. You say this person is brave. Then if you are asked, have you seen his bravery? You would say, I have not seen bravery as such, because bravery is not something that you can see. Bravery is a quality of the soul. But I have seen him in, for example, many occasions, he was very brave. He was acting bravely in battles, in defending, for example, himself, in defending, the oppressed. أو الإخبار بالشجاعة إذا شاهد قتاله مع الأبطال. He fights with the abtal. Abtal means heroes or champions. أما إذا كان المخبر به أمرا حدسيا محضا لا حسيا. But if what is reported is absolutely based on a speculation, on guessing, on estimation, not based on sensation and perception, and it has no prerequisite which can be perceived, خبر واحد is not حجة. فالناقل للإجماع. Now let's go back to the issue of ijma. The one who is reporting ijma, he reports the opinions of ulama. An opinion of ulama by itself is not a religious ruling. And it is not also a subject religious significance, religious impact. The view of ulama as such. أما الحجة أعني رأي المعصوم. What is حجة is opinion, the view of معصوم. He has used his familiarity with the views of ulama to say that this is the view of معصوم. This is hats. This is argumentation. This is not hiss. And he must have made correct or incorrect conclusion. أما الحجة أعني رأي المعصوم فإنما ينقله عن حدس لا عن حس بزعم أن اتفاق هؤلاء يلازم رأي المعصوم والخبر الواحد حجة في مورد الحسيات لا الحدسيات. خبر واحد is reliable for those who say reliable. Those who don't say reliable, okay, they say altogether it's not reliable. But those who say it's reliable, they say it's reliable when you are reporting something حسي. الخبر الواحد حجة في مورد الحسيات لا الحدسيات إلا ما خرج بالدليل, unless there is a special evidence. For example, in some cases, maybe we have evidence that even hadsi is accepted. Like what? كقول المقوم في عرش المعيب. Arsh with Hamza is different from Arsh. Arsh means throne. But Arsh with Hamza is the compensation that should be paid for something being faulty or making something faulty. For example, if you damage something, you have to pay to its owner. This is called arsh. In this case, al-muqawwim fi arsh al-ma'ib. Something is faulty. We bring a person who is expert. He is muqawwim. He evaluates and gives us a figure. He says, in this case, with this much of damage, you have to pay, for example, 10 dinar, 100 dinar. We would accept that. Why? Because we have a special reason for this. Otherwise, he is not reporting an hassan. He's doing hats. is estimating. But we accept this because we have a special reason. If there is no special reason, if there is no extra evidence, we would not accept a report which is Hatsi. Yes.
Shaykhna, there's a bit of a problem here. If you accept the valuation of the expert, one person, and yet you reject the same conclusion of so many scholars, it seems a bit counterintuitive.
No, because here we have reason. For this particular issue, we have reason. For example, we have hadith that says you can do this.
If there's hadith, then it wouldn't be ijma' then.
No. Ijma' what?
If there's hadith, the whole ijma' would collapse because you have hadith.
No, we are not talking about ijma'. This is about khabar wahid. He says khabar wahid is not hujjah when it is hadsi, except here. It's about khabar wahid. The reason we are talking about khabar wahid is because we want to see what about then ijma' which is narrated by khabar wahid. We say ijma' which is narrated by khabar wahid is not hujjah. Because we have a general rule that anything which is hadsi cannot be established with khabar wahid. Exceptions are exceptions. It has nothing to do with ijma'. The answer of Ayatollah Subhani is this. Ayatollah Subhani says, إذا كانت هناك ملازمة بين أقوال العلماء والحجة الشرعية, if there is a correlation, co-implication between the views of ulama and what is religiously hujjah, so why we cannot say here that نقل السبب الحسي, reporting something which is hissi, is دليلا على وجود المسبب. What is the difference, in other words, what is the difference between this and reporting adala? In the case of adala, we have information about what that person has said or done through his. But we go one step further and establish his adala, which cannot be directly understood by his. Here also is the same. We know this person is reliable. He says, I have seen all ulama saying this. Why we cannot accept that he has seen all ulama saying this? And then it requires ijma'. So sabab, to establish the cause, the connection that we need here is this, that from knowing the view of ulama, we come to ijma'. How we know the view of ulama? Through this person who is reliable, who is reporting. لماذا لا يكون نقل السبب الحسي دليلا على وجود المسبب? Why reporting that source, that resource, that reference, which is hissi, why that cannot be a sign, an indicator for what implies that? وقد تقدم أن النقل الأمور الحدسية إذا استند الناقل في نقلها إلى أسباب حسية هو حجة. We just learned that if you report something which is hadsi, but this hadsi is based on his, like you report adala. Adala is hadsi. You cannot see adala. Yeah, adala needs a speculation. But we said no problem in reporting adala because that is based on having evidence which require adala. So the prerequisites or muqaddamat for adala is hadsi or hissi? Is hissi.
What is Hatsi?
Hads means estimation, guessing. أما عدم حجية الخبر الواحد في الأمور الحدسية. What ulama say that خبر واحد is not حجة in حدسيات, is not like our case, or like for example the case of عدالة and شجاعة. No, they mean الحدسي المحض, pure حدس, no حسي evidence, like تنبؤات المنجمين. Sometimes منجمين, the people who are, they know the, like astronauts. Yes, astrologists. Sometimes they look at a star and they say something. For example, say, this person is going to be successful in his trip. This is pure hats. There seems to be no that much evidence based on hiss. So when ulama say we don't accept al-ikhbar al-hadsi, they mean such things. Okay? Not when there is evidence, like for example living with someone and then saying he is adil or he's not adil. The third opinion, أنه ليس بحجة. إجماع المنقول is not hujjah except when you know the one who has reported is very careful. Whenever he wants to claim ijma, he does proper research. His habit of making very good research is established. إنه يعني الخبر يعني الإجماع المنقول بالخبر الواحد ليس بحجة إلا إذا كان الناقل الإجماع معروفا بالتتبع على وجه علمه. He is known to do تتبع. تتبع, what does it mean? Research means investigate. You go case by case. You like induction. You do استقراء. على وجه علم أنه قد وقف على آراء العلماء المتقدمين والمتأخرين. In the way that we know that he really knows the opinions of ulama who are early, ulama who are later. Here, على نحو يكون ما استحصله من الآراء ملازما عادة للدليل المعتبر أو لقول المعصوم. He knows the opinion of those ulama, so we can be almost sure that what he says is complying with a valid reason or with view of Ma'soom. He is such a good researcher and a scholar that if he says there is ijma, it means that he has really investigated. غير أن الذي يوهن الإجماعات المنقولة في الكتب الفقهية. But what makes ijma'at which are reported in fiqh books weak? Yuhan means make it weak. وجود التساهل. We see that there is some compromise, some kind of lenience, in narrating or reporting ijma. We see some ulama are not very rigid and strict and careful about narrating ijma. Some. فربما يدعون الإجماع بعد الوقوف على آراء محدودة. For example, they see 5, 6, 10 people, then they say there is ijma. But seeing 10 people is not enough. For example, so sometimes they claim ijma after they have become aware of آراء محدودة, limited number of fatwas and opinions. غير ملازمة لوجود دليل معتبر, something that would not imply having a valid reason. بل ربما يدعون الإجماع لوجود الخبر. Or sometimes they see there is a hadith, and because then they say, okay, so when there is such hadith, everyone must have said the fatwa based on this hadith. So they guess that there must be agreement. نعم لو كان الناقل واسع الباع. If that scholar who reports ijma is wasi' al-ba', he is very skillful, muhitan bil-kutub, he has encompassed books, means he is very well informed about the books, wal-ara, and the opinions, باذلا جهوده في تحصيل الأقوال في المسألة, and he has done his best, he has made efforts to understand which opinions are in this issue. وكانت نفس المسألة من المسائل المعنونة. Also, this issue is one of the issues which were dealt with clearly. You know, sometimes there were issues that they had and we have. Sometimes there are issues that they had, we don't have. Sometimes there are issues that they didn't have and we have. And because they didn't have this issue, they didn't talk about it explicitly. So ijma here is not working. So, if the one who reports ijma is a careful, a skillful person, and the issue for which he's claiming ijma is something that previous scholars also had it very clearly in their mind, it was really a question for them, then فَرُبَمَا يَكْشِفُ تَتَبُّعُهُ عَنْ وُجُودَ دَلِيلٍ مُعْتَبَرٍ. In this case, his research can help us discover that there is a valid proof or valid reason for that. وَلَيْسَ بَيْنَ نَقَدَةِ الْإِجْمَاعِ مَنْ لَهُ هَذَا الْوَصْفِ إِلَّا النَّادِرُ. Among the people who report ijma, there are only few who have this quality. كالسيد محمد جواد العاملي. Sayyid Muhammad Jawad al-Amili is the author of Miftah al-Karama. If I'm not mistaken, he was a student of Bahrul Ulum, Al-Lamiyya Bahrul Ulum. He is such a person that if he claims ijma, because if you look at his book Miftah al-Karama, it's a book on fiqh, you would see how in every mas'ala he carefully brings different opinions. So for writing this book, he was checking previous ulama. If he says there is ijma, you can be sure, because he was not, a person who was careless. Okay, ijma is finished. The last discussion before al-Usul al-Amaliyya, we have two more sections remaining. Al-Usul al-Amaliyya, you remember Usul al-Amaliyya? Istishab, bara'at, takhir, ihtiyat, and ta'adul wa tarajih. Those are two sections which come later. But the last chapter of the same section about Amara is Hujjiyatu Qawl al-Luqawi. Is the view of an expert of language, especially etymology, those who are expert in understanding the meaning of words and their roots, is their opinion a valid proof for a mujtahid? Can mujtahid, for example, rely on Ibn Manzur in Lisan al-Arab, or Ibn Faris in Mu'jam Maqais al-Lughah, or Jawhari fi Sahah al-Lughah? Can we rely on their view, or we have to establish ourselves the right position? Yes. Linguist, but especially about the terms, not about the structure. حجية قول اللقلقبي إن لإثبات الظهور طرقا for establishing what is al-ma'na al-zahiri, the apparent meaning, there are ways. ذكرناها في محلها. We have mentioned those ways in its own place. In the footnote says, in its own place was when we were talking about علائم الحقيقة والمجاز. You remember we talked about صحة الحمل, عدم صحة الحمل, صحة السبب, اضطراد, all these things. تبادل. So, the question is, بقي الكلام في حجية قول اللغوي في إثبات الظهور. إثبات means إثبات الظهور. وتعيين الموضوع له. Can we rely on the view of أهل اللغة in order to demonstrate the meaning and the subject? قد استدل جمع من العلماء على حجية قول اللغوي. Some ulama have argued for validity of the view of اللغوي in this way. بأن الرجوع إلى قول اللغوي من باب الرجوع إلى أهل الخبرة. This is a rational rule. This is سيرة العقلاء, that when you are not expert, you refer to experts. ولا إشكال في حجية قول أهل الخبرة فيما هم خبرة فيه. There is no problem in referring to experts where they are expert, not in another field. For example, someone is expert in medicine. You don't ask him for advice on business, for example. Someone who is good in business, you don't ask him for advice for religion. But in what they are strong and they have khibra, they have, background, information, knowledge, skill, you refer. لا إشكال في حجية قول أهل الخبرة فيما هم خبرة فيه. There is no doubt about validity of the opinion of experts in those issues about which they have expertise, not about other issues. أشكل عليه. There is an objection raised about this. About what? حجية قول اللغوي. بأن الكبرى وهي حجية قول أهل الخبرة مسلمة. They said, okay, we accept the major premise, and that is that the view of experts is reliable. إنما الكلام في السقراء. The problem is in mistaq. Is mistaq means it's instance, in minor premise. So we say قول اللغوي قول أهل الخبرة وقول أهل الخبرة حجة. We say we don't have problem that قول أهل الخبرة حجة. But who said قول اللغوي is قول الخبرة? Because many people who write dictionaries, compile dictionaries of, for example, Arabic, they may not know the meaning of the term. They know the usage of the term. They give you 4, 5, 6, usage for the term. They say it can be used in this sense, it can be used in this sense. But they do not normally focus on its real, literal meaning. إنما الكلام في الصغرى وهي كون اللغوي خبيرا في تعيين الموضوع له وبالتالي في تعيين المعنى الحقيقي عن المجازي مع أن ديدن اللغويين. ديدن means habit, عادات. The habit of لغويين in their books is ذكر المعاني التي شاع استعمال اللفظ فيها. They mention those meanings that the term is frequently used in them. Whether it is حقيقي or majazi, they don't bother. They say this term can be used in these meanings, 1, 2, 3, 4. They don't bother whether it is حقيقي or majazi. They say it's used in this. ولكن يمكن أن يقال. But his answer is this. We can say أن أكثر المعاجم اللغوية وإن كانت على ما وصف ولكن بعضها ألف لغاية تمييز المعنى الأصلي عن المعنى الذي استعمل فيه. Maybe, you are right, some dictionaries would not help us understand al-ma'na al-lughawi, but it's not all of them. For example, Maqa'is by Ahmad ibn Faris ibn Zakaria, a very early source. He died 395, so in the 4th century. With a great skill, فَقَدْ قَامَ بِبَرَاعَةٍ خَاصَّةٍ, with great skill and competency, he has presented Usul al-Ma'ani, the roots, the principal meanings, and distinguished them from branches, from derivative and secondary meanings. Or Kitab Asas al-Balagha lil-Zamakhshari. Man sabara with sin. What does it mean, sabara with sin? It means investigate one by one. وَمَنْ صَبَرَ فِي الْأَدَبِ الْعَرَبِي, whoever goes and does a research in Arabic literature, يَجَدُ أَنَّ سِيرَةَ الْمُسْلِمِينَ قَدْ انْعَقَدَتْ عَلَى الرُّجُوعِ إِلَى الْخِبْرَةِ. He would find that Muslims, they have such habits for many years, many centuries, that they refer to experts. قد انعقدت على الرجوع إلى الخبرة من أهل اللغة في معاني الألفاظ الذين يعرفون أصول المعاني عن فروعها وحقائقها عن مجازاتها. So for understanding the meaning of terms, they refer to خبرة. وقد كان ابن عباس مرجعا كبيرا في تفسير لغات القرآن. One of the person who has been contributing a lot in understanding the meaning of the terms which have occurred in the Quran is Ibn Abbas. على أن الإنسان إذا ألف بالمعاجم الموجودة, when a human being is acquainted with existing dictionaries, استطاع أن يميز المعاني الأصلية عن المعاني الفرعية. If you are familiar and experienced, by reading dictionaries you understand what is the literal meaning, what is the technical meaning, what is the original meaning, what is the secondary meaning, you can understand. استطاع يميز المعاني الأصلية عن المعاني الفرعية المشتقة منها ولا يتم ذلك إلا مع قريحة أدبية. In order to have this, you should have a good sense of literature, أنس باللغة, acquaintance with لغة, والأدب. You know adab?
Literature or
Yeah, but literature which is for manners and this type of things. نعم تكون الحجة عند ذلك هو قطعه ويقينه. Yes, at the end what is hujjah is certainty of mujtahid. Mujtahid has to become certain about the view. إلى هنا انتهينا من دراسة الحجج الشرعية الأربعة. بحمد الله, we managed to finish the 4 sources for understanding Islamic rulings: الكتاب والسنة والإجماع والعقل. وهي أدلة اجتهادية. You remember we said there are 2 types of أدلة. أدلة الاجتهادية for understanding حكم واقعي. الأدلة الفقهية for understanding أصول عملية. وهان حين البحث عن الأصول العملية التي ينتهي إليها المجتهد بعد اليأس عن الأدلة الاجتهادية. Now is the time to discuss practical principles that mujtahid refers to them after he loses his hope in al-adillat al-ijtihadiyya. He did his best, he didn't find anything to understand what is hukm baghi. Now as a practical solution, he has to find a practical solution. Like bara'at, ihtiyat, istishab, and so on and so forth. So alhamdulillah, we managed to finish the 6th maqsad, the 6th section, and inshallah from next session we go to al-maqsad al-sabi' al-usul al-amaliyya. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us with understanding and dedication and determination, inshallah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin.